Hi, it's Katie, and it looks super dark. What the fuck? The light went away. But oh no. Sorry. Fucking sick. Swear to God, I'm sick. Um, this is just gonna be another vlog. I was about to say vlog. This is gonna be another vlog. This is gonna be like updated life shit happening in life, I guess. Um, well, I'm 20 years old. I'm almost 21. I'll be 21 in March. And today, as of recording this, is December 1st of 2017. I don't know if I'll post it today or later. I'll probably post it today. Um, Updated life is I've lived a lot of bullshit. But in the past week, I mean, some of it stems from the past, some of it stems from like here and there, some of it stems from a month ago. Um, the main thing is what's been happening in my life is back in October, I had a friend of mine pass away. And a bunch of people were saying suicide, a bunch of people were just saying accidental, because it was an overdose. And I've posted some of the videos online where it said R.I.P. Taylor, because that's what his name was. Um, well, everybody called him Simba, but some people were saying murder because some things weren't adding up. I say, in my opinion, I say it was murder because of everything I've heard and everything that was said and all that, and putting, this puzzle piece with this puzzle piece. I feel like I'm like, something's not adding up. And we realized, I'm not going to say names, but we realized there were three people involved, and, or that's what everybody was thinking. I'm still not entirely sure, but you're saying that three people were involved, you know, and one of them did this, the other did that. One of them actually shot him up with the drugs and all that. So, fast forward to about 2 or 3 days ago, and I got a message from one of my good friends that knew Simba very well, and he sent me a screenshot of the one that was supposedly, I can't talk, supposedly shot him up with the drugs, had confessed to saying that he had killed Simba, and that, the police wasn't going to do anything, or nobody wasn't going to do anything about it. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's not right. So, I got mad. I immediately messaged him and was like, oh, fuck you, da da da, you're gonna go kill our brother, da da da. And then I started getting flooded with messages, and I was just like, what the fuck? And it was from, like, people in the town that knew Simba and all that. And it was like one person after the other. They were like, have you seen the screenshot? Have you seen this? They just sent me, or I'm gonna say they, but this guy just, I don't even know how to say it without saying names. The killer, let's say the killer. The killer just sent me, this message saying that nobody's gonna stop him, that, he killed Simba, blah, blah, blah. And like, I was just like, I got like a bunch of different screenshots, and I know they are from separate people, like their inboxes, because like messages before it, or if there was no messages before it, and I was just like, oh my god. And then, there's the normal people. They're like, oh, well, his shit got hacked. Da, 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 da. And I was like, no. I was like, if you look at the grammar and everything, that's how he normally types. And I'm like, no, no. He didn't fucking get hacked. I'm like, you just want to take up for him because you don't want to believe that he had something to do with it. So there's a bunch of people getting, all riled up and was like, oh, look this, that. And I'm just like, he did it. He confessed. Now, if he ever shows his face, he's gonna get an ass whooping. Plain and simple. My hair looks hella dark. But it's like actually really light. Like dirty blonde. Okay, sorry, I'm getting off subject. Another thing that is like revolving at least around like this week. At least revolving around this week. I didn't talk to my sister. I have a little sister. I don't know if I've said this in previous videos. I don't even know what the fuck I've said in previous videos. But I have a little sister. She's 12 right now. She's actually gonna be turning 13 this month on the 28th. Um. Her name's Courtney. But she, I don't know how to say this. When I was 12, I had like a lot of issues, like with just different issues. Like I had drugs, I had drinking, I had self-harm, which is why I have these tattoos, which I should make a video later on, like when I get more tattoos, and just like talk about why I have tattoos, I guess. I don't know. But so she has like a lot of the same issues because she's lived, you know, most of the same like trauma and all this. So she, I don't know the full story, but I mean, like, I know the full story, but I just don't want to say the full story because I don't know, like a privacy thing, I guess. But something had happened, and from my point of view, she's like a social media freak. Like she is like in a good way. Like she's always on Snapchat, always on Instagram, always on Facebook. And she just stopped. And I was like, what the fuck? And we had our mama pass away during that time. She passed away on Thanksgiving or like the day or like the day before Thanksgiving. And I was trying to get a hold of Courtney because I didn't know if anyone was going to tell her because technically nobody told me. I found out through Facebook, through a family member that posted her obituary, and I was just like, I'm glad, I'm not glad that she passed, but I'm like being sarcastic. I'm like, "Oh, I'm so glad that everyone in the family is so concerned that they have to call me and tell me." You know what I mean? But I was trying to get a hold of her for like the whole week, and then yesterday, actually, last night, she finally got a hold of me, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" And I told her the news, and she's like, "Yeah, yeah, I know." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, it's sad. I'll miss her." Da da da. And then I was like, "Where the hell have you been? Like, why haven't you messaged me back?" And I go, and this is like on Instagram. I was talking to her like through the messages, and I went to her profile, and she like posted some things. And I like everything that she posts, whether it's like depressing, happy, or friends, whatever. I'll like it. And she had posted something in like her story on Instagram that she had just came back from the mental hospital, and I was just like, "What?" I messaged her again, like reacting to her story, and I was like, what is this? And she told me the story, and that her dad, which is my stepdad, ended up, you know, putting her in there to get her help or whatever. And because I know she has issues, and I was just like, oh, this is so sad. Like, oh my god, what the fuck happened? And then when I found out why he did it, I was just like, that's, I understand what he means, but I'm like, I used to do that. Like, she's doing a lot of things that I used to do. Like, neighbors are so fucking loud. So, And it makes me like, I don't know. It still fucking bewithers me because I'm like, I'm not okay. The dude's name is Joey, which is her dad, which is her biological dad, but my stepdad, he's not my biological dad. And he's told me several times that he's loved Courtney more than me because I'm not his kid, which is very fucked up. So, um, when I started having issues and stuff, it was just like, oh, there's nothing wrong with her. She's just acting up, da 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 da. And when Courtney starts showing issues, he's like, oh my god, let's get her help, da da da. Let's get her therapy or medication, like whatever she needs. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, stupid. I had a crazy life. Um, Speaking of medications, I got my medications back. Well, I got them changed up, but I got them. I got them back because I stopped taking meds for a year because I just couldn't like get a hold of them. I finally ended up going back with Family Press to finally get my meds back, and I ended up getting Cereline or something. It's a generic for Zoloft, and that's what I'm taking right now. Took one this morning, and I feel okay. It was the first one I took. I took one years ago. I took some years ago, but first one I took, like, in this bottle. I feel fine. I just feel tired. But, I find it easier to stare at the ceiling while I'm talking. I don't know why. There are some videos where I'm, like, looking right at the camera, but I talk about, like, depressing shit. I'm just, like, off over here. But no, killer confessed to my friend's murder. Um, Back on my meds. My sister's back from the hospital, which I didn't even know she was in the hospital. She said the place was a hellhole, by the way, which I thought was hilarious when she said that. She told me the name of the hospital. I was just like, it's so far away from where she lives, even from where I live, because we live in different cities, towns, areas. And like she went to I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Bryn Mawr, Bryn Mawr. It's a hospital that's in Jacksonville of North Carolina because we live in North Carolina. And I'm just like, why did you get sent all the way over there? I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, oh, it's the only place that would accept me. And I was just like, why did you not go to Party Hospital, which is way closer, which is in like Hendersonville? And I was like, why didn't you go there? Because that's where I went back in 2015, which I don't know if I ever made a fucking video about that. I made a video right before I left, and it was called, like, I'm sorry, Gage, or some faggotry. I don't know. Gage was my ex at the time that all that was happening. I'll make a video about that in a minute. Holy shit. It probably won't be posted today. It'll probably be posted later. If I remember. But, yeah. I forgot what the fuck I was saying. Oh, the hospital, yeah. No, I got threatened when I was a little bit younger that, I was gonna end up going to that hospital, and it was like before I even went to a hospital. That I remembered. I went to a hospital when I was 12. Okay? So, when I was 12, the traumatic thing that happened was my mom passed away. And me and Courtney has the same mother. That's how we're related, by the way. She passed away from seizures and, well, epilepsy. She didn't take her meds, and she had one in the middle of the night. She ended up flipping over and suffocating in the pillow. Anyways, so what had happened is that was April 2nd, 2009. It was like 5 days after my birthday or something like that. And, I was a fucking mess because she was like my world and all this. Courtney was a mess, even though she was like, she understood it. At the time, I thought that she didn't understand it, but later on, like, I talked to her about it, and she's like, yeah, I understood what was going on. But, so, it happened April 2nd, and, I have to be pulled out of school for, like, I guess you could still call it the funeral. Like, the funeral and, like, the wake and, like, all that. But she was cremated, so I don't understand. I don't know if that's still called a funeral or not, but, so, you got to deal with all of that, which takes, like, a week's time, maybe 2 weeks at the most. And, I gotta go back to school after that. So, I never realized it until years later, but, I should have went back to school about the end of April, beginning of May. And I didn't go back to school until, like, end of May, beginning of June. And, I didn't think about it. I didn't really, like, care or think about it because, I was thinking about my mom and, like, other shit. And then when I started remembering things and shit like that, I was like, what the fuck? And everybody thinks I'm fucking crazy. But I was like, it does not take that long. And I don't remember. I don't remember being home at that time either. It's just like, my mom died. We had the funeral and, like, the cremation services or whatever, and the wake and all that. And then, like, I skipped almost 2 months of my life. And then, poof, I'm back at school. Like, I didn't remember none of it. And everybody's like, oh, you're crazy. You just depressed because your mom died, da da da. And I'm like, no, no, something happened. Like, I mean, obviously my mom died, but something happened in between that time. I don't remember that time. So I started having these, like, triggers. Sorry, somebody was trying to call me and it said scam likely, so fuck you. Anyways, so I had like visions, like triggers, like visions. Like, you see something and you're just like, oh, it sparks a memory. And it sparked, like, memory. I would see stuff and it sparked memories, and I'm just like, I don't remember that. Like, I remember it, but it's not like of my life. And I was like, what the fuck? I never thought about it until I started having dreams about it. I had dreams that I was in a white gown and hot in the middle of a hospital, and I was sitting there, or I was not sitting, but I was laying, like, I'm laying down right now. Another reason my voice is all fucked up. I was laying down on a gurney and I'm being, like, pushed down the hallway, and, like, I'm looking up and I see all the lights, like, past me, like, swoosh, 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 swoosh. And I'm like confused, like, where the fuck am I, kind of thing. And I look up and I see, like, a nurse fucking pushing me, but I can't, like, look at her. Like, even if I did, I don't think I would remember. And everybody's like, no, you're fucking crazy, you're fucking crazy, da da da. And I'm like, why? Why would I fucking, like, make this up? That's, like, retarded. And I asked Joey about it, and he was just like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." Da da da. Like, hesitated, and I asked my aunt Rhonda, which is my mom's sister, and she was just like, and hesitated for a while. She's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy." I'm like, "What the fuck? Are you serious?" And I can't ask my sister. Well, I never really even asked my sister. I'll ask her after this video if she remembers if I went anywhere or anything. But cause she was, like, really young. She was like, oh my gosh, she was like 4 when it happened. She was born in 04, 09, before her birthday. 4, she was 4 when it happened. So there's that. Um, Another thing that people think I'm crazy on. I know this is getting, like, not even recent shit anymore. But another thing that people think I'm crazy on is when my mom was alive and she had seizures. When she like came back, I don't know how to say. Like when she came through, she would always look at me and she would be calling me the name Jennifer, which is not my name. My name is Catherine. I fucking hate that name. This is why I go by Katie. If you've ever wanted to know why my name, at least my name right now, if I ever change it in the future, my name right now on my YouTube channel is Katie Sammy Zombie. If you ever wanted to know, I know I'm getting off subject, but it's good to be spontaneous. Katie, obviously short for Catherine. The way it's spelled, Kayetee, I wanted to be different. I didn't want the, usual Katy or Katie or anything like that. And I wanted something, different. And I never seen anybody spell it. Well, now I have, which kind of makes me mad. But at the time, I never saw anybody do that. So I was like, oh, this is so cool. And then Sammy is a nickname that I have. And no, it's not like, it's obviously not my first name, and it's not my middle name. My middle name is Nicole. I used to have. Neighbors are fucking weird. I used to have the nickname Nikki as well, but I can't. I'm not getting into that. I don't fucking like that name anymore. I used to love it. My freaking heart just like hurt from that.
Hey!
I'm right here.
Huh?
I said I'm right here.
Well,